Sylvia when she's called, and I will ask one question here. Where was your daughter when police came?
My daughter was actually there outside. 2 officers responded initially. I remember Officer Buck. Really not quite. He was to me more than fair. The motorcycle officer there who was talking to Sylvia when Officer Buck was talking to me.
Okay. Any follow-up, gentlemen? All right, sir. That's all. You may step down. Okay.
Plaintiff would call Justin Malangoni, Your Honor.
All right. Sir, you want to raise your right hand and be sworn? You solemnly swear affirm tell the whole truth and nothing but truth to the best of your knowledge? I do. Please be seated.
Can you say your full name for the jury, please?
Justin Edward Malangoni.
Justin, you heard about an incident that occurred at 22 Deer Path Road, correct? Correct. Before we get to that, who is Sylvia Smith?
She was my girlfriend at the time who I lived with.
And how long have you guys dated?
We dated for roughly a year, a little over maybe.
Okay. When did you start dating her?
February of 2009, I believe, somewhere around there.
And at some point did the relationship end?
Yes.
About when did the relationship end?
Roughly a year later, around February 10, 2010.
Now, talk to me about the house that you lived in. Who owned it?
We bought the house together.
I couldn't say one of the paying owns everyone's house, but you bought the house, correct, with Sylvia?
Yes, we did.
Now, what was the understanding between you and Sylvia once the relationship ended about the living arrangements in the house?
That we would try to stay there together until one of us was able to take over payments and refinance the house themselves.
Okay. Now, leading up to the incident, you heard about some phone conversations, and do you recall a conversation sometime in June where you had a discussion with Mr. Jackson about refinancing, things of that nature?
Yes.
And what was the nature of that conversation, please?
He was basically threatening me to refinance the house.
What did he say?
He said the last thing he wanted to do was see me.
Well, why did he talk about refinancing the house? What was going on?
Sylvia didn't want to stay there anymore, and they wanted me to take over the house, and I agreed to try to do that.
Was you refinancing?
No, I was not.
Why?
We were there less than a year, and financially, the banks wouldn't let me refinance yet.
Okay. Now, I'd like to move forward to 2 days before this incident. Do you recall that day?
Yes.
When did you get home that day?
I got home about, I'd say, 7 o'clock.
Right. And I made a mistake in my opening argument, didn't I?
Yes.
What I told the jury that you came home from work.
Yeah, that I came home from work. I didn't come home from work. I was actually staying at a friend's house that night.
And when you got home, tell me what you did.
I went to sleep, fed the dogs, let them out, and let them back in, and went to go to bed to get some rest.
Now, I want you to explain to the jury what happened during that day between you and Sylvia, leading up ultimately to the incident where you put your hand on her.
That day, while I was sleeping numerous times, she would come into my bedroom and literally sit down next to me, next to my bed, and talk on the phone, talk trash about me, just belittle me to either her father or her sister. Other friends, this is probably over the span of like 4 or 5 hours roughly, to where I would wake up to different things of her making noise, talking about me, looking through the window, just numerous things to disrupt my sleep and get under my skin more or less. And she was trying to provoke confrontation, I believe.
Did you and Sylvia at this point get along?
Not too well, no.
Now, at some point, did you put your hands on her?
The only time I put my hands on her is the final time when I woke up to her in my bedroom. She was hovered over me. I opened my eyes. She was within a foot or so of my face. And I kind of freaked out and jumped up. So I pushed her away from me, and she started hitting me, scratching and clawing on me. And all I did was push her out of my room and shut the door.
Did you hit her?
No, I did not.
Had you ever physically hit Sylvia before that?
No, I have not.
Now, what happened at that point? What did Sylvia say?
Her first words out of her mouth were, "I'm calling my dad."
Okay. And did you talk with her father that day?
No, I did not.
Were you upset about the incident?
Yes.
Did you scream? Did you yell at Sylvia?
I yelled at her to get out of my room
Okay.
and leave me alone, please.
Did you use obscenities that were described earlier?
I don't recall ever calling her a slut or a whore. I probably called her a bitch. I'm sure at one time or another.
All right. Now, at some point, a couple days later, did Sylvia tell you she had someone coming to visit?
No, she did not. She left a note on a fish tank saying that she was having a visitor come over and that he had a key to the house.
Did she say that her father was coming over to
No,
talk?
she did not. She didn't say who it was or what they were coming over for.
Did Mr. Jackson call you to say, hey, I want to come and try and talk to you guys?
No, he did not.
Did he send you an email that said, hey, I'd like to come talk to you guys, calm you down?
He did not.
Until he arrived, did you have any kind of notice whatsoever that Mr. Jackson was coming to your home?
Not at all.
What happened when he got there?
I was in the shower. I heard banging on my door, which was locked. I rushed out of the shower, and the door jam was literally almost being pushed open. He was trying to break the door down. And I had said I had no interest in fighting with you, and I'd like to talk about this if we can. And eventually this door started stopping, and I went to go continue getting dressed because all I had was a towel on. And I saw him in the window trying to either get in through the window or he was yelling through the window. And then again I went back to the door to unlatch it, and that's when he jumped me, was through the doorway.
What was he yelling through the window?
Don't run like a little bitch.
Now, at some point in time, did you come out of the room?
Yes, that's when it was silent, and I unlatched the lock and opened the door. I never got out of the room. I opened the door, and that's when he jumped me and started choking me.
So you never got out of the room to be able to push him against the wall first, for him to then push you back into the room?
No, not at all.
Okay. What happened next?
He pushed me into the room, started choking me. I fell to the ground, my head hit a weight plate and split my head open. He continued to choke me. It was like a rear naked chokehold. And eventually I looked over at Sylvia, who was in there. She was blocking the doorway at first. I said I couldn't breathe. He said, I don't care. And then eventually I broke his chokehold loose, and I ran out and ran to the police station.
What happened next?
I arrived at the police station and received medical attention.
To make a report?
Yeah, and made a report to the police officer there.
Since that day, have you ever had a chance to talk with Mr. Jackson?
No, I have not.
You never discussed this incident?
At all.
Since that day, have you ever discussed this incident with Sylvia?
No, I have not.
Now, you said that you got some treatment?
Yes, my throat was popping for a period of time afterwards, and my head was split open, so they wanted to give me a scan.
Did you get treated by the ambulance at the police department?
Yes, I did.
First, witness, Your Honor?
Okay.
I'll show you what's marked as Plaintiff's Exhibit 2. That appeared to be a bill.
Yes,
Was that submitted to you?
yes, it was.
Now, I'd like to, that's just the top. Can you look at the bills that are attached to Exhibit 2 and tell me if those are bills that you have received for treatment that you got after this?
Yes, they are.
Do you know the total of those bills?
Not off the top of my head, I do not.
Okay. Move for admission of Plaintiff Exhibit 2, Your Honor.
Any objection? Mr. Varga?
No objection.
All right. Exhibit 2 is admitted.
Now, first witness, Your Honor?
Yes.
This date is 3 and 4.
Yes, sir. Show you were marked as Plaintiff's Exhibits 3 and 4. Could you take a look at those and tell the jury what those are?
Those are lacerations to my head and neck and bruises and swelling to my head and neck.
Can I use the elbow system, Your Honor?
Yes.
Just like a new toy.
Paul? He'll come over there and set it up.
And we would move to publish by way of that.
Sure.
Now, if you can tell the jury what that is around your neck, this spot here.
Those are marks and bruises where you're showing me.
And that's Exhibit 3, correct?
Correct.
Now, I'm going to show you this next photo. Does that appear to be Exhibit 4?
Yes.
And you referenced the gash or your head being cut open.
Yeah, right.
That's what I want to clarify because I see 2 marks in the photograph.
Yeah, my head might have hit a couple times, I don't remember.
Okay. Was there blood coming from your head?
Yes, there was.
Which laceration?
The top one right above my hairline.
Justin, did you lose some time from work after this incident?
Yes, I did.
Explain to the jury why you missed time from work.
Because of the marks and the healing on my face and stuff, I didn't want to go to work and I couldn't really talk too well for a good week. So I missed roughly 2 weeks of work.
And how much were you getting paid at the time?
I lost out on roughly $800. Hey.
How did you feel after this incident happened?
Stressed, upset.
You're not claiming it was a permanent injury, right?
No, I'm not.
By the way, as part of this matter, did you also have to pay my office, my boss, attorney's fees?
Yes, I did.
And how much was part of the charge, Your Honor?
It may be part of the claim, but I don't know if that's appropriate for testimony, jury testimony.